Hey everyone, next up in our 2024 lineup series is Suzuki. There are still a few bikes that haven't been updated for 2024 yet. Not sure if they will be or if they'll be dropped. We ran into this last year and some of the 2022 bikes were not updated to 2023, so they are being dropped off the list. We'll see if that happens with the 2023 bikes or not. In many cases, Suzuki doesn't have many pictures to show, so sorry for the lack of pictures. Not much I can do about that. We're going to start at the bottom end. We have the off-road youth bikes. We start with the 2024 DRZ50, which has a 49cc automatic clutch 3-speed engine with a 4-stroke single-cylinder, 22-inch seat height, 0.8 gallon tank, weighs 120 pounds, and costs $25.80, up $80 from last year. The other off-road is the DRZ125L, which has a 124cc 4-stroke single-cylinder 5-speed engine, 1.3 gallon tank, 32-inch seat height, weighs 200 pounds, and costs $3,600, up $100 from last year. We move to the motocross bikes and start with the RM85, which is still the 2023 version, no update yet. 85cc 2-stroke, 6-speed, 1.3 gallon tank, 33.5-inch seat height, 160 pounds, costs $4,500. Next is the RMZ250 with a 249cc 4-stroke, 5-speed, 1.6 gallon tank, 37.5-inch seat height, 235 pounds, costs $8,100. This is up $200 from 2023. Last of the motocrosses is the RMZ 450 with a 449cc 4-stroke, 5-speed, 1.7 gallon tank, 37.8-inch seat height, 250 pounds, costs $9,200, also up $200 from 2023. Suzuki is running a special that if you buy a 2024 motocross, either the Z250 or Z450, you'll get an Army-themed upgrade for the bike, including special exhaust and header and graphics. This promo ends on 12/31. This takes us to the Supermoto category. Only one bike here, the DRZ 400 SM. This has a 398cc 4-stroke 5-speed engine, 2.6 gallon tank, 35-inch seat height, 320 pounds, costs $7,900. This is also up $100 from last year. Next is the dual sport category. First is the DRZ 400S, which basically has the same specs as the 400SM Supermoto, other than a slightly higher seat height at 36.8 and weighs a couple pounds less. Cost is $7,200, also up $100 from 2023. The big brother to the Z400S is the DR650S. This has a 644cc 4-stroke 5-speed engine, 3.4 gallon tank, 34.8-inch seat height, so lower seat height with an optional lowering kit to go even lower down to 33.2. It weighs 365 pounds and costs $7,100. This is also up $100 from last year. It has a bigger engine but yet costs less than the Z400S, so the Z400S definitely has some higher level features than the DR650S. Next is the Adventure Series. There are quite a few bikes on the list, but only 3 different engine sizes, 650, 800, and 1050. Each one has multiple models. We start with the V-Strom 650 base model, 645cc V-twin, 6-speed, 5.3 gallon tank, 32.9-inch seat height, 470 pounds, costs $9,200. This is up a whopping $95 from 2023. The V-Strom 650 XT has the same specs, except it weighs a few more pounds, has some extra features like spoked wheels and handguards. Cost is $9,700, up $100 from last year. The V-Strom 650 XT Adventure has the same specs again, as far as engine size, weight, tank size, all that stuff, including some extra features like side panniers, how do you say that? Some changes in the chassis to make it more ideal for off-roading, etc. Price is $10,900, up $100 from last year. Moving up to the 800 series, these have a 776 parallel twin, 6-speed engine, and a 5.3 gallon tank. The base V-Strom 800 has a 32.5-inch seat height and weighs 490 pounds, costs $9,900. The base 800 is apparently a new version this year. There's no previous year data on the website. This bike now includes SIRS, the Suzuki Intelligent Ride System, which includes riding modes, traction control, ABS, improved throttle response, low RPM assist, etc. The V-Strom 800 Touring provides greater comfort for longer rides, as well as a tour pack. The same seat height and weight without the tour pack. It is new for 2024 as well, including the SIRS feature. Price is $10,500. The V-Strom 800DE has a 33.7-inch seat height and weighs about 15 pounds more, designed to handle off-road better than the 800 and 800 Touring. Cost is $11,600. This is an existing model, up $250 from last year. Last of the 800s is the 800DE Adventure. Has the same specs as the 800DE, has a skid plate, side panniers, and off-road chassis. Cost is $13,050, up a whole whopping $50 from last year. And now the 1050 series, we have a 1037cc V-twin 6-speed engine, still has a 5.3 gallon tank. The base V-Strom 1050 has a 33.7-inch seat height and weighs 535 pounds. Price is $15,300, up $100 from 2023. The 1050DE has a 34.6-inch seat height and weighs 555 pounds. Also has a skid plate and spoked wheels for $16,200, up $200 from last year. And the 1050DE Adventure has the side panniers and some other off-roading stuff for $17,800, up $200 from last year. That's it for the adventure bikes. We're going to switch to the on-road only bikes and start at the bottom of the line with the scooters. Only one current model scooter available, the Bergman 400. Looks like the Bergman 200 has been dropped, no update in 2023 or 2024. The Bergman 400 has a 400cc single-cylinder engine with automatic transmission, 3.6 gallon tank, 29.7-inch seat height, weighs 480 pounds, and costs $8,700, up $100 from last year. Next, we tackle the cruisers. At the bottom of the list is the Boulevard C50, which has an 805cc V-twin 5-speed engine, not sure on horsepower or torque. Shaft drive, 4-gallon tank, 27.6-inch seat height, weighs 610 pounds. Red is the only color this year, costs $9,200, up $300 from 2023. The upgraded C50 is the C50T, the only touring cruiser they have. This has not yet been updated for 2024. Same specs as the C50, includes a windscreen and saddlebags, so weight goes up to 645 pounds. Price on the 2023 model is $10,360. Honestly, I'm not totally impressed with the C50 bikes. Their power to weight ratio is not great when you compare with the Indian Scout 60. Even the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 has a better power to weight ratio. But they are great looking bikes. I'm always drawn to them when I see them in person. Next is the M109R, which is a monster of a bike, 1783cc V-twin, for some reason still a 5-speed. I don't get that at all. Shaft drive, 5.2 gallon tank, 27.8-inch seat height, 765 pounds, which is really heavy for a non-touring bike. It does have a front cowl, but that won't offer much wind protection. Wheelbase is a long 67.3 inches. Looks really sharp with a deep sparkle black and chrome. This costs $15,700. There's no 2023 price, so this is a new model. The 2023 model of the M109R is the M109R Boss, which stands for Blacked Out Special Suzuki. Has not been updated for 2024, and I believe it is being replaced by the chrome version I just talked about, the M109R. I'm not sure on that, but that's my thoughts. Same specs on this, costs $100 less at $15,600 with blue and red colors in 2023. We move to the street or naked bikes. We start with the SV650, which also has not been updated for 2024. 645cc V-twin with a 3.8 gallon tank and 30.9-inch seat height, weighs 430 pounds and costs $7,400. The SV650 ABS has been updated for 2024, so this makes me think that they're probably dropping the non-ABS version, since the ABS version was updated but the non-ABS was not. That's my prediction. Anyway, this has all the same specs as the non-ABS, except it has ABS. Duh. Only comes in black. Price is $79.50, up $100 from 2023. The GSX S750 base model has been dropped as well, not updated since 2022 actually. The GSX S750Z has not been updated yet for 2024. This has a 749cc inline 4 engine, 4.2 gallon tank, 32.3-inch seat height, and costs $86.50. Only one color, a mix of white, black, and yellow. The GSX S750Z ABS is the same bike but with ABS. Also has not yet been updated for 2024. cost $91.50 in 2023. One color available, black with gray. Next is the GSX 8S. This was introduced last year as a new model. If I had to guess, I would say they're going to drop the GSX S750 completely and replace it with the 8S. So the 8S has a parallel twin 3.7 gallon tank, 31.9 inch seat height, weighs 445 pounds and costs $9,000, up $150 from last year. This includes the SIRS feature we talked about earlier, has three colors, gray, black, and blue. Next is the 2024 GSX S1000 base model, which has a 999cc inline 4 engine, 5-gallon tank, 31.9 inch seat height, and weighs 470 pounds. It includes SIRS, comes in two colors, silver with red trim and blue with white trim. Price is $11,700, up $200 from last year. The last of the street bikes is the Katana. This bike took a 3-year break. It was last produced in 2021. The revamped version is a high-performance street bike. The engine is a 999cc inline 4 that is pulled from the GSX-R racing sport bikes. Specs are hard to find on this bike. It has a 32.5 inch seat height, but not sure on weight or size of the fuel tank. It's a brand new bike, so they don't have all the specs out on the website yet. It does have SIRS. I did see that. If you buy a 2024 Katana, you will get a free 2-foot by 2-foot lithograph to go with it and 2 years of premium care service as well from Suzuki. Matte blue is the only color available. Price is $13,880. Moving on to the sport touring bikes, we have two models. First is the GSX S1000 GT Grand Touring. This has the same specs as the GSX S1000, except it weighs about 30 pounds more at 500 pounds. This has a bunch of features, a 6.5 inch touchscreen display, the Suzuki MySpin app that you can put on your phone and sync it to the bike, I guess, the SIRS system, etc. Cost is $13,450, up $100 from 2023, only comes in black. The GSX S1000 GT Plus has the GSX R999cc engine, like the Katana does. It has saddlebags and some extra comfort features for touring. This costs $14,200, up $100 from last year. The mirrors on these sport bikes, the GT and GT Plus, are mounted to the fairing, not the handlebars. I'm not totally sure I'm into that. I haven't noticed that on any other bikes I've looked at. That's kind of an interesting thought process, especially with cornering and whatnot. We now have what Suzuki calls the Sport Crossover. I think this is new for 2024. This is a mix between a street bike, sport touring bike, and an adventure bike, I guess. It has a higher ground clearance and longer suspension travel. Same 999cc inline 4 and 5-gallon tank. This has a 33.3 inch seat height and weighs 510 pounds. Cost is $18,500. This takes us to the last category, the sport bikes. We start with the GSX 250R ABS. This is an entry-level sport bike, has a 248cc parallel twin, a 4-gallon tank, 31.1 inch seat height, weighs 400 pounds, and costs $5,100, up $100 from 2023. Only one color here. Next up is the GSX R600, the Gixxer 600, with a 599cc inline 4, 4.2 gallon tank, 31.9 inch seat height, and weighs 410 pounds. Price is $11,900, up $200 from last year. Three colors, black, blue, and white. The Gixxer 600Z has not yet been updated for 2024. Same specs. This costs $11,800, $100 less. Wonder if that's going to be dropped as well. Not sure. Next up is the Gixxer 750. Has the same specs as far as tank and seat height, but with a 750cc inline 4 and weighs a few pounds more at 420. Cost is $13,000, up $150 from 2023. Comes in the same three colors as the 600. And same as the R600Z, we have the R750Z that hasn't been updated. Same specs as the R750. 2023 version costs $12,950.
Hey everyone, so apparently when I was doing my video, I completely forgot about the GSX 8R bike. I don't know why, but anyway, this is a brand new bike for this year, I believe. This is a 776cc, I'm going from memory here, but a 776cc inline 4, and this is a new bike. This is the 8 series, like the the Street Bike 8S. This is the 8R. I'm guessing it's going to replace the 750s. I think it's got a 31.9 inch seat height and weighs around 450 pounds. So it's the 8R. I'll put some pictures in the video. Don't know why I forgot that, but I did. So there you have it, is the GSX 8R, brand new bike for this year.
Moving up to the Gixxer 1000, we have the 999cc inline 4 that we talked about with the Katana, with a 4.2 gallon tank, 32.5 inch seat height, weighs 445 pounds, and costs $16,350, up $200 from last year. Comes in two colors, gray and black. The R1000R, the Gixxer 1000R, has the same specs, has a bunch of other features like advanced electronics. Cost bumps up to $18,500, up $300 from last year. Three colors, gray, black, and blue with white. The Gixxer 1000RZ has not been updated for 2024. Cost is $18,300. Next is the 2024 Hayabusa. This has a 1340cc inline 4, 5.3 gallon tank, 31.5 inch seat height, and weighs 580 pounds. I wish the website had specs on horsepower on these bikes, especially this one. It does include the SIRS system. It comes in two colors, black and gray with red. Cost is $19,100, up $300 from 2023. Hayabusa turns 25 years old in 2024, so Suzuki is releasing a 25th anniversary edition with some special features. Color is orange with black. Price goes up to $19,600. This is up $500 from the regular base model for the special 25th anniversary edition. As far as prices go, I'm really impressed with the low price increases in Suzuki's lineup. Most of them are either $100 or $200. There's a few $300 increases in there, but that's really, really low. As far as competition goes, it looks like Suzuki is priced slightly better than Kawasaki in most cases, and is priced very comparably to Yamaha. They're basically even. However, looks like Honda is probably the best priced of the Japanese four. We'll find that out for sure once we get to that lineup. Suzuki is definitely priced better than KTM. I think KTM is the most expensive in these categories. They're mostly just off-road and adventure bikes with a couple racing bikes. They are definitely more expensive. That does it for Suzuki for 2024. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. Catch you on the next one.